Hi everybody, thank you for taking the time to watch this short video on Seceon, an extended detection and response solution designed to help you increase your margins by adding additional services to your existing offerings and thereby adding further value to your existing accounts and enabling you to attract and acquire new accounts, all at no upfront cost to yourself. Seceon is an open threat management platform already being used by MSPs and MSSPs around the world to provide a full SOC service, combining security orchestration, automation and response, security information and event management, user and entity behavior analysis, network behavior anomaly detection, intrusion detection, threat intelligence and vulnerability management, consolidated via machine learning and artificial intelligence to deliver actionable, accurate alerts that can be automatically remediated. With full reporting, either on demand or scheduled, we aid any compliance requirement in any industry, including PCI, NIST, HIPAA, GDPR, etc. The platform is designed with service providers in mind and is multi-tier, multi-tenancy. The cyber threat landscape has changed. The traditional managed services are no longer enough to be able to secure your clients. Traditionally, the current service is as shown here, and you're monitoring and managing these devices. The goal is to be able to offer a cybersecurity platform which enables you to be able to address different areas of the business and stop threats immediately. Currently, your firewall and your devices, you're checking to see really whether they are actually up and running. So whether they're on or whether they're off. The email gateway, we're looking there to see whether or not we have mailboxes that are completely full, or therefore the system is overcommitted. On the identity management system, it's to see whether or not we have stale or unused accounts. And on the AV side of stuff, we're really checking to see whether or not the latest virus patterns have been received. What we need to provide are the additional services, as we say, to get to the service goal, which is to provide a comprehensive cybersecurity offering that is quick to remediate, aids compliance, and keeps the business running 24/7. In order to do that, you need to have the additional services that we listed earlier and are shown here. So this is really showing the user entity and behavior analytics, the artificial intelligence, threat intelligence, the network behavior anomaly detection, etc. Those are the additional elements. And you need those because the threat landscape is no longer in the form of the old traditional network and no longer based just at the endpoint. So the services gap you're trying to fill is because we have things like mobile users now, more mobile users, more people are working from home. Many companies are trying to secure their supply chain. So third-party access and partner access is crucial to be able to transact business. The solution itself needs to have on-premise capability because we have some clients, particularly in the government sector, who aren't allowed to deploy in the cloud. So your solution needs to be able to be on-premise in a data center or on a cloud. You also need to be able to take feeds from people like the cloud service providers from AWS, Azure, etc. Along with the current services you provide, we need to take, and we do take, the feeds from all of these devices. So we take the logs and flows from your current service and your traditional network into the platform. So we are not, the XDR solution is not replacing any of your current services. Thereby you're adding additional value because you're adding these additional services and giving a better output and an instantaneous output to a threat, because you can automatically remediate using the Seceon platform because of the power of the correlation. We understand what's going on and we can make decisions quickly and efficiently. The service is a 24/7 service you need to offer. And that's primarily because threat actors are across the world and you need to be able to cover time differences. So it's a 24/7. The more it's running, the greater the machine learning and the better the resolution that you're going to get. To put that into perspective, here is a screenshot of a 24-hour window of one of our clients showing the power of our correlation. What you're seeing here is that this system has analyzed 22,539 total events. From those events, we have deduced that around 88,799 of them had some sort of threat indicator. So they could be threats. They're not necessarily all threats. It is a case of if, for example, we have somebody copying a file, then that could be the start of an exfiltration exploit. So it will be triggered by most systems as a potential threat. However, copying a file can be a legitimate exercise. So unless you can combine that copying of the file with other threat intelligence, you cannot decide whether or not to ignore it. With Seceon, because we have the intelligence from multiple sources, we can see that copying that file is something that happens on a daily basis and it's not a problem. However, if we see that somebody is copying a file and they're copying it to an external drive, or they're copying it at a time which is out of their working environment, for example, then that's when Seceon will say that is an alert. And that's what we will then forward on to a SOC engineer. Our competitors and people who have siloed solutions will be seeing 88,799 alerts. That's something which nobody can deal with. So when you combine the additional intelligence Seceon provides, we have reduced that 88,799 down to 4 actionable alerts. It's those 4 alerts that get sent to the SOC engineer to decide what they need to do with them, whether they remediate automatically, whether they look at it and then decide that they'll remediate themselves, or whether they decide that actually, in this instance, it's not necessarily a threat, but we'll keep an eye on it. That's down to the engineer. Because we are only passing a very low number of alerts to the engineers, it means that your engineers aren't going to be stressed out. They can actually handle more clients than previously. So we have a rule of thumb that says one engineer can look after anywhere between 100 and say 200 clients, each client having a user count of between 100 and 150 users. So this enables you to increase the number of clients you're dealing with, which increases your margins and profitability. It also means that your engineers aren't stressed out by trying to analyze logs from multiple sources and seeing if one log in one area is a reflection of another log in somewhere else. The solution itself, when we pass these 4 alerts to the client, to the engineers, they not only get a description of what the alert is, they also get a line which tells them what to do about that alert. So it will say, for example, potential ransomware, that's what the threat is, and the resolution is remove the device from the network. That can also be automatically done. So the engineers know what to do when they get the alerts from the Seceon platform. So from an MSP's point of view, what's in it for me? Well, if you don't provide these additional cybersecurity services, then you are going to be left behind and your clients will move away from you. And there are companies out there, obviously, looking at providing XDR services to end users, and you want to make sure that you are one of them so that you retain your existing clients and enable you to actually move forward and attract new clients. Seceon provides greater visibility of the threat landscape than any of its competitors, and we correlate thousands of threat indicators into a single alert that is reported to the engineer. So there are very few alerts that an engineer has to deal with. As I said before, engineers can support multiple clients because the SOC automation provided by Seceon means that you can onboard more clients. The system itself is multi-tier, multi-tenancy. When you look at the system, you'll see a tile per client. The color of the tile indicates the status of the client. If it's red, there's obviously something wrong. You need to go and investigate it. If it's green, nothing needs to be done. No other vendor covers the number of solutions in a single platform that Seceon provides and gives you the reporting capability to meet compliance needs. We can also aid in displacing incumbents. And we often get asked, you know, an end user will say, well, I already have a user and entity analysis system. Well, when that comes up for renewal, they won't need to renew the license because Seceon covers that requirement. And as you've seen, Seceon covers many requirements that people have. So they can start to displace their siloed solutions with an integrated solution. All the above leads to greater efficiency of the SOC, substantial cost savings, which obviously leads to higher margins. How do we offer the solution? There are three options. The first option is a cloud and SOC model. This is a completely outsourced SOC to Seceon. We are not in the business of taking end users and putting them onto our platform. This is not a competitor to yourself. What we are doing here is we want to only offer this to you as an MSP or an MSSP while you are migrating to becoming a SOC service yourself. So we like to reduce this to sort of like a 6-month offering while you're getting up to speed. It's an enabler to get you to be the SOC. So we are not in the business of competing with you. The second option is a cloud model. And here we can do the hosting and the provision of the software and the 24/7 support of the software. We are looking at you then to provide the SOC service. Because we are only sending a limited number of alerts to engineers with an answer as to what the problem may be, the engineering analyst you need can be a mid-level engineer. They don't have to be you know, a top SOC data analyst. The final offering is for the software only. And here, if you have clients who have the capability to run their own SOC or have end users who have multiple siloed solutions, it's there to displace that and replace them. So we get people who have a SOC service that they're offering and they remove that and use Seceon because the power of the correlation means they're not looking at multiple log producers. So they're not getting the overload of log information because Secion's correlating everything for them. Thank you for your time. And if you need any further information, please visit us at www.seceon.com.